Hey guys, this is Albethium, the 1984 Stars in Their Eyes regional winner. I'm not the tribute Albethium. Okay, so now that we got these terrible, awful jokes out of the way, uh, we have to talk about something regards to the lies of P, or as I like to call it, lies of pi, out of my sheer love for pi. This does bother some people, or I should say, people love it because people love to be able to correct someone. It's not pi, it's P, you ignorant, uneducated oaf. You know how it goes. Okay, so we're going to be taking a little break from making these guides and we're going to be talking about a very big problem that Lies of P has. As many, or should I say almost as all Souls-like, it falls into the very familiar trap. Not understanding what makes Souls games. It is the artificial difficulty. A lot of these developers, they simply misunderstand the From Software formula, and it's even From Software lately who has been just kind of deviating from its own philosophy, but they do not understand what balance means in a challenge. Artificial difficulty is just simply a complete asshole-ish concept. You can put God knows how many things, and you can say it takes skill to beat this. No, From Software actually started this with Sekiro, I believe. Now, before anyone skill shames me, here I have platinumed all of these games. I am still the only one in the entire world who beat Returnal melee only. Beat Cuphead hitless with just a starting weapon. You get the gist, so please do not come to skill shame me. This is just a real issue. Even though it can be overcome, it is still an issue. And the perfect example of how From Software themselves are deviating from this was the Ishin boss fight at the end of Sekiro. Just adding more and more phases, like you can add the Godzilla foot, stomp the entire screen that is completely undodgeable and be like, you need to hold your sword like this so it stabs the foot, And if you don't put it up at the exact right moment and you die instantly, hey, that's skill, Come on. You can add 50 phases to a boss fight and then be calling it skill. It's not skill, it is just artificial difficulty. And this brings me back to Lies of P and all of these Souls-like that simply don't understand how to balance things out. I have been seeing a lot, and I do mean a lot of comments that I've been getting on my guides and these bosses. Even though I myself haven't had issues with them, I can see why this would be something that bothers so many people. The game is completely unbalanced. It is just not fun to play. Mechanically, it is not fun to play. The art direction is absolutely phenomenal. It is sublime. The graphics are just gorgeous to look at. And gameplay, I feel like half of the gameplay is there. It is just not balanced. It's just not balanced. The attacks, they just come in so lightning fast. And it's good that a lot of these enemies have different wind-ups, because you need to adjust to every enemy, but every enemy just feels unfair. Even the normal enemies also. It just takes way too many tries for you to get this rhythm. And I don't know how many people can have this capacity to hold in that many different enemies, the rhythm for all of them at once. It's just not viable. The dodging is still broken, the perfect blocks and the parries are just... I have been going through the entire game just by dodging and staying away and using the throwables, which is kind of funny because on one hand you have all of this that is simply artificial difficulty, and then on the other hand you give these OP throwables that are simply chewing through bosses, honestly. So you have a tale of two extremes and there is no balance in the middle. It's just not good. It is just not good, and it saddens me to say this. I have not been having fun playing Lies of P. I am basically playing because, I started, I committed to it, I have made guides, and I want to see this through. Because by nature, I'm not a quitter. I always see things through. And I want to help people who have been following my guides. I want to bring them to the end of this journey. But the game simply is not fun. It is just very frustrating, and they have been trolling way too much. They have been reusing the same formula also with an item, and then you go for an item and there's an enemy or two. There's an enemy watching you get the item, and there's an enemy watching that enemy go for you. So you're dealing with this enemy if you catch him, but there's another one just swarming from the other side. It's these type of things like, okay, I get it. You want to make a challenging experience, but there is a fine line between challenge that is fair and challenge that is artificial difficulty. And this game's bosses are simply broken. They are completely broken. Honestly, they are not fun to play. They are extremely, extremely frustrating. And all the comments I've been getting and reading, I really feel for these gamers, because it takes something special to make you quit, and kudos to all of them. They are just persisting through this, even though it's frustrating and they want to quit, but they want to see this through. And it's just this little circle of torment, so to speak, a little personal gaming hell that you're stuck in, and it just needs balancing. It just needs balancing. A Souls game or a Souls-like, it's not a Souls-like just because you ramp up artificial difficulty to 11 and be like, hey, it's gonna make people better gamers, they're still gonna overcome it. Just because something can be overcome, sorry about that, doesn't mean it's fair. Returnal was never intended to be played by melee only. It was a personal challenge I made for myself, and you should leave this whole window for gamers who want to be challenging themselves by their own little made-up challenges within your game. It shouldn't be this unfair. Guys, this is Helbetium. Let me know in the comments, do you agree with this sentiment that the game simply is unfair, that it needs balancing, that, gameplay is suffering, and there's just way too many of the special enemies, and they take forever to die, They really do. They really do. Guys, I digress. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.